本日はアングロシンガポールインターナショナルスクールに訪問させていただいております。特別に創立者の Ms.ジュリーさんにお越しいただき、インタビューをさせていただいております。Hi, Ms. Julie.
Hello.
Thank you for taking your time out of your day today.
Thank you for welcoming me. I'm very excited too, and I think this is a very good opportunity for the Japanese community to get to know us.
Yes, great. I'm very excited that you are here with us. I would like to introduce about you to a Japanese audience. So first of all, please tell us about yourself and the background.
All right. I'm from Singapore, and I've been here in Thailand for about 23 years. I graduated from America with a master's degree in business administration, with a postgraduate in education from UK. So I kind of balance of both of how to run a school and also understanding how the teachers work and what's the best for the kids.
That's great. So you were born and raised in Singapore and went to school in the US.
Yes.
How did you ended up coming to Thailand and opening the school and the 3 campuses?
All right, it just started a story of where my husband came here. We have little kids, with us. When we were here, we were looking for schools that suits my needs as a mom. So as a mom, there's a particular requirement because I come from Singapore. I need them to be very strong in math, and also because we are a country where English is a national language, so speaking English was not a problem. And I need them to learn Chinese. All right. So when I came here about 23 years back, Chinese was very basic, was too basic for my kids. Math and science was also not the way I wanted. English, of course, it was a language that they picked up in school, at home. So it was very easy for them. So we find that everything was too easy for them. So I wanted something that is more intense so that when they go back to Singapore, they naturally were able to fit into the system. So most important was the math and science, the Chinese. English is, of course, they have to meet the world standard. And this is where I find that these 3 components were lacking. So I was searching for many schools. Some have this, some have that, but they don't have a combination of what I want. On top of it, the Singapore curriculum is very intense, and I want the holistic where the child is not stressed by just academic excellence. So I also want something where the child has the creativity, the depth. So in that way, I've decided that, hey, I can't find a school. Went to the embassy, and the Singapore ambassador at that time was saying, you start your school. And I thought, wow, me starting a school, okay, if it's for my kids, why not? And that's how the history of us started. They go from 1 campus with 4 kids to all these little campuses now.
So you started from school with 31 first,
Yes, I started from school 31. It was a very small campus.
I remember just across the road. And
yes.
It's a very old
building. And it was meant only for them to just do the kindergarten and primary. But as they grow older, the needs gets bigger, and then the school grew. I was just very lucky to have a lot of parents trusted me, and they see that my own children are in the school. So it wasn't trying to take somebody else as a guinea pig. It was my own kids that went through the system, and as a mom, making sure the best. So that's why a lot of our parents become friends and they join the school.
Of course, because you want your child to success, right?
Yes, definitely.
That's great. So when many prospective family comes here for the school tour, of course they wanted to find out what's the Singapore curriculum, because it's very unique to see the Singapore International School in Thailand, right? Singapore program based on that integrate British curriculum. So what's the British and the Singapore curriculum?
All right, if you notice our name of the school, Anglo Singapore, right? Anglo means British, all right? And then Singapore, of course, Singapore, everybody knows about it. So when you combine the 2 together, it means the best of both worlds. Like I said earlier, was when I want my kids to be in the education system where they have the tenacity to be able to cope the depth of the curriculum, which means that the math and science, critical thinking, how you do the inquiry-based learning, all these things is very, very important in the math and science. All right, but then at the same time, I also need my children to be able to think broadly, because I think that's where the British curriculum are very good on that side of creativity, questioning, was not afraid to ask things. So this is the broad base that I want. So I decided to combine the 2 together, get the best of both worlds together. So isn't it nice that your kids are confident with the depth, knowledge, and able to explore everything that's required, all right, in a very way that what we call had sustain, all right, and at the same time able to talk about the rest of the world in a very creative way. So this is how I want that curriculum. So we combine Anglo, which is British, and then Singapore, the curriculum together.
Interesting, also because of yourself studying the board.
Yes.
So you know both sides.
Yes.
You learn the like traditional style and the Singapore curriculum, and at the board you see the Broadway, like worldwide standard.
Yes, correct. There's something really unique, which is combination, but it works for my kids, all right? And they are now doctors, all right? They graduate from our school. They were here since kindergarten, all right, all the way up into the best medical school in UK.
Wonderful, so proud of mommy.
Thank you, yeah.
So Singapore is renowned for worldwide for its academic excellence and very, very structured for math and the science and the language skills. So actual Singapore schools and compared to Singapore Anglo International School in Thailand, how different?
Really not much different, except that we are in a smaller environment, less intense in terms of stress, because in Singapore, the population of one class is probably, some classes are 35, some classes are 40, depending on which level they study. So we take wholesale the Singapore math curriculum, and then we actually make it in such a way where it is in an environment that the children can able inquire, ask questions, and able to structure in such a way that they're step-by-step active learning. So in Singapore, probably because of the population is very big, so in the classroom, so the active learning can be happening, but it's a bit difficult. But in Anglo, active learning is very important. So where the children use manipulative, they use a lot of resources to understand the concept. But the gist of the whole curriculum, the objective and the assessment, they are the same. So at the end of the day, if the child from here go back to Singapore, they actually can do math much better. Why? It's because here is smaller classroom, and here we teach even more in depth, because we have the resources of a smaller environment rather than a big public school. But the objective of the curriculum is the same. Yeah.
So every student gets enough attention from the teacher.
Yes,
interactive.
Correct. So no choice left behind. So in our school, we very much value high quality learning, active learning. That's why if you see our classroom, there's very much a different kind of IT resources, for the children to do collaborative work, to do group work, to ask questions, to be individual in such a way where if they really don't know a certain thing, the attention will be given to them. Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
As yourself, as a mom of the daughter who became a doctor, so they've been studying for math, science, language skills since a very, very small age to all the way up.
Yes. And well, I actually rephrase. I have 4 girls. I have 4 daughters. 3 are doctors, and one is she's a teacher who specializes in music and art. So I think this school provides them. So if you're very academic, you can reach the best. If you are creative, you can also go the other way. So when I have this school, I have to understand that not all children are the same. Those who are academic, they can achieve. Like my daughter says, Mom, I want to be a doctor. So when I first have this school, I goes, oh, give Mom a very strong challenge. All right. She goes, yeah, I want to be in the school where Singapore government medical schools are recognized. So I have to make sure they enter the top medical school, and Anglo is able to prepare them so they can enter. Well, I have one daughter who just very much creative, singing, dancing, art, and drama. So I have to make sure that she is also not being left behind. So we just provide the both, in that sense. So everyone who comes here, not necessarily just be good in math and science. Even 30% of these students here graduates in medicine, all right, go to medicine, all right. But there are also the balance who also can do other things. Yeah.
Give them a choice what they want to study.
Yes. So a lot of them have the misunderstanding that coming to Anglo, they have only do math and science. Not really. We also have other areas. I think more important thing about Anglo Singapore is that we teach them the creative thinking, inquiry-based learning, and it gives them the best skills for what they want and interested in.
Yeah, that's great. So Thailand, especially in Bangkok, the international schools numbers has been growing.
Yes,
just so many choices.
Yes.
But for this school, it's specialized for Singapore curriculum, right, and the British curriculum. So what kind of type of family is really good fit?
All right. I feel that parents who appreciate academic value of an education, the philosophy behind the Singapore and British curriculum are quite similar. They are both inquiry-based. The only thing is Singapore is more structured in the sense of their syllabus, as well, the British are even a little bit more in terms of the inquiry-based in a more of a broad sense. But families that coming here, if they appreciate both the depth and the width, anyone can come into this school. All right. So in my sense, where I have my 4 girls, it's kind of representative of a various of population, where if you are good in whatever area, we can actually serve you. Yeah.
That's great. So this is the second to last question. What are the challenges of running a school, and when do you experience the greatest sense of joy?
All right. I think challenges is because we have to move with the world to make sure that syllabus, curriculum are always preparing the kids to be able to do what they can do in the future. So even I have a success model, doesn't mean that I am sitting back and saying, hey, my kids already graduated, so it's all right, that was the purpose of setting up. No, other kids are in this school, other parents are invested in this school. So equally, I must make sure that these children do achieve whatever they need to achieve in their own country or in wherever the countries they choose to go to. Also, we have teachers' kids that are in this school, and they also are invested to produce the best so that it goes round. I give the best to the kids will be doing well. So it's like a system where everybody helps everyone. So the challenges is making sure everybody understands that we have to prepare the kids for the not only 21st century, but moving on. So the social media and internet, all these things are coming up. And the AI. So how are we as a school making sure that the children still able to get the skills that's required for them to cope with the future? So the greatest joy, of course, when I see the kids succeed, and then they call me, calling me, sometimes even texting me, Ms. Julie, Oxford give me an offer, but I like to go to USC, or UCLA, So these are the choices that they kind of like, what should I do? I goes, wow, this is the joy that I can provide in the sense that the kids can have a chance to choose what they want and opportunity for them to succeed. So I think when I saw my kids become doctors, that was the greatest joy, including the one that became a very successful teacher, including some of the best alumni that are quite successful right now in their own way. You keep working for UN, working for top companies, and they're coming back and say, thank you, Anglo, and that's my greatest joy.
That's really, really nice to hear.
Yeah, it is very interesting running a school. I have never dreamed that I am supposed to be in this education world where I help so many, and in return, the joy I reap is even more double and triple. So it's the best job in the world.
Oh, it's wonderful to hear.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having us today. Thank you.
The last question. What initiative will school focus on in the future?
The school is expanding, all right? So each campus is expanding. I think last month, we just finished and completed, all right, the K building, which is have a lot of wonderful playground where they're creative plays and stuff. And then moving forward, we have the high school building. So we are building towards the needs of the high school because the high school is really growing very big right now. And we need more facilities, we need more gym, we need more space where the kids can do collaborative work. We have another amphitheater where they can do drama. So there's so many things that we need to match with what we call the 2 Ps in Anglo, the pedagogy-wise. All right, we have Singapore and the British curriculum, and then we have the physical space. The physical space is very important because the children learn also from the environment. So the environment we set up in our H building and also in our K building is for the child to see the environment, and they are bring into that situation where they want to learn very naturally. So the H building is going to be very exciting for the high school kids. The K building is already completed, and they're all so happy, the little kids, They goes, it's just like another Harborland.
It is.
And they was like very, very happy about it, everything. So we are growing, all right. And with that, we hope that these are the physical space that induce more kids to want to be in the education and achieve what they want. Yeah,
that's great because now they have new technology, new system.
Yes.
Everything's come to the new, and
Yeah.
they'll be really, really excited to
Yeah.
complete the construction.
Yeah.
So when are they going to opening the new campus?
We were thinking given the deadline was supposed to be the second term.
Oh,
Yeah.
very soon.
Yes, second term,
Okay.
and then so things are moving as planned.
Yeah,
So we will let everyone know once the
Right.
building is officially done.
Okay.
Thank you so
That's
much.
How exciting! Yeah.
Yeah, it
All
is.
right. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.